Eric Johnson here at William Byrd High School as we start our first and 10 trophy tour, the one and only Cannin Lutz. Cannin, congratulations.
Thank you.
You were our Week 4 honoree, of course, quarterback extraordinaire. That game, Bassett, Week 4, it was a shutout, 33-0 was, 277 yards through the air, 3 TDs passing, had another one rushing. That seems like that was the standard for you this year, to at least get some through the air, but also some on the ground, right? Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I kind of try to do my best to kind of repeat games like that, and that's always the goal for each week, is always have the best game that I can. And that's, try to pick up the team whenever, if we're slacking somewhere else, try to pick them up, through the air or on the ground. So whatever working that week, really kind of try really hard to get like that.
And it was really another great start to the season for you guys. I believe in our notes we have 4-0 for the first time in a long time, or at least a 4-0 start for the first time in a long time for the team. How do you think that kind of propelled you guys to get in the right mindset at the beginning of the season?
Starting off hot like that is really a momentum thing. Going in, each team, like whenever we're 4-0, always had that huge target on the back, and we know that going into each game. Winning in the region 2 years in a row, the target grows bigger and bigger. So, taking that approach in every game kind of helps us. So.
Yeah. Coach, welcome you in here, of course. Can you talk about just the development and the step that he took in terms of his progress this past season as well?
Well, first it starts with having huge shoes to fill with Israel Hairston, who's obviously playing at Virginia Tech right now. So he knew he had big shoes to fill. The good thing is the team, our coaching staff, and the players, more importantly, didn't put any pressure on him to be anything that we expected him to be as a player. We didn't expect him to be Israel. We expected him to be Cannin. We changed some things in the offense, emphasized some different things based off the personnel, including him and some of the guys around him. And when you put all those things together and having really good O-line play on offense, we were able to have a really good season offensively that helped, project us into another regional championship. But he's just one guy on our team, one guy in our locker room. We're really proud of the efforts he put in, really proud of the growth he showed from sophomore year to junior year. But I think Cannin would be quick to tell you, just as well as anybody else in our coaching staff, that we had a really good group around him, and those guys worked well together, and I think that was the key to success.
It seems like the trust factor that the guys put in him and vice versa was almost immediate, at least from the outside looking in. Can you say that was the case looking back at this past season?
Without a doubt. I think that's one of the things that's made us grow our program the last few years is the trust these kids do have in each other. They grow up here together. I mean, we're a homegrown team. Kids in our community play together. They play a lot of sports together. They spend a lot of time together. So that trust was built before we even got to this season. But just, I think the kids really understood that he was one piece of the puzzle, and they fed off each other, and Cannin being a big piece of that. So really happy he had the year he had this year and thrusted us into another regional championship, and came up big in some really big games for us, including the Bassett game. Indeed.
We got to put a little bit more respect on your name, all right? So first team All Blue Ridge District, first team all region. Believe you had some state honors, if I'm not mistaken, as well. But here was the thing that amazed me. You surpassed multiple records. Coach said in your stats. Passing yards in the season, 2006. Completions in the season, 139. Passing attempts, 225. Completions in the game, and then passing yards in the game came against Bassett. When you see all of that you accomplished, because this feels like a very much a team effort, right?
Yes, sir.
Especially coming from that quarterback position, I imagine. But you had time to really reflect back on your personal accolades a little bit and just say, man, that was a pretty good year, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. But I also can't do that without, the 5 up front that keep me upright. Getting that older group, we kind of all had that chemistry building up since, we've moved here. Those are the kids I went to middle school with. They really kind of accepted me. And, that just kind of grows on the field, especially with the skill players. I got a lot of tools around me that, I can make the short passes but end up being an 80-yard gain or a touchdown just because we got that electric kind of team. But, yeah, I have reflected back on it, and I know that, without the coaches and, the fans, especially with the community around us, that wouldn't happen without them. So I really appreciate everybody around us and, everybody in the locker room. So.
Indeed. My last question, how have you come to really appreciate the standard that you guys continue to set? And, also not only that, but try and live up to each and every year, because it's definitely been reset the past few seasons now, of course.
Yeah, the standard has definitely jumped up tremendously. I think everybody, coming up from the middle school or even the freshmen now and the seniors that just graduated, they all know that, they've built it up, and now we got to keep continuing to build. And we all know that like we can continue to just keep building it throughout the years, and it's kind of nice. So.
Excellent. Cannin Lutz, Coach Lutz, appreciate your time. Once again, our Week 4 First and 10 honoree, Cannin Lutz. Congratulations.
Yes, sir.